Zen master walked silently with one of his disciples down a mountain path. When they arrived where there was an old cedar, they sat down to eat their simple snack based on rice and vegetables. After eating, the disciple, a young monk who had not yet discovered the key to the mystery of Zen, broke the silence to ask, "Master, how can I enter into Zen?" Obviously it was about how to enter the state of consciousness that is Zen. The teacher remained silent. Almost 5 minutes passed, during which the disciple eagerly awaited the answer. He was about to ask another question when the teacher suddenly asked, "Do you hear the sound of that ravine in the mountain?" The disciple had not noticed any gully. He was too busy thinking about the meaning of Zen. Then he paid attention to the sound and his noisy mind began to settle down. At first he heard nothing. Then his thoughts gave way to a state of alertness, until he heard the almost imperceptible murmur of a ravine in the distance. "Yes, I hear it now," he said. The teacher raised a finger and with a look both hard and gentle, he said, "Enter Zen from there." The disciple was astonished. It was his satori, a flash of illumination. He knew what Zen was without knowing what it was that he knew. Then they walked on in silence. The disciple was not astonished to feel the life of the world around him. He experienced everything as if it were the first time. However, little by little he began to think again. The noise of his mind again quelled the stillness of his conscience, and he soon asked another question. "Master," he said, "I have been thinking. What would you have said if I had not been able to hear the ravine on the mountain?" The master stopped, looked at him, raised his finger and said, "Enter Zen from there." There are two kinds of ego goals, the worldly and the otherworldly. Some people are looking for money, others want power, prestige, win. Others are looking for God, moksha, nirvana, enlightenment. But the search continues. And who are you looking for? The same ego. The moment you give up the quest, you also discard the ego. When there is no search, the search ceases to exist. Is the most basic secret of Zen? Release. Life manifests itself when you do not cling to it, when you do not cling, when you do not cling, when you are not miserable. When you are loose and ready to let go, when you do not clench your fist, when you have an open hand. Life reveals itself plainly when you do not cling to it, neither of feeling nor of thought. Detachment, that's the secret. Everything that is saved ends up spoiling everything. Accumulate something and you will kill it, accumulate it, and it will become rancid. The reason is that everything that is important, alive, and moving, is momentary. But if you live the moment releasing completely, then it is eternal. A moment fully lived, in a relaxed state of mind, is eternity. Eternity is not duration, eternity is depth in the moment. If you deepen in the moment, if you allow yourself to sink in the moment, dissolving completely in it, you will have a glimpse of eternity. Every moment lived totally and relaxed is eternity. Eternity is always present. The now is part of eternity, not part of the time. The most basic secret of Zen is to let go, and detachment. Live so relaxed. Leave the body and mind, and abandon abandonment. That is complete relaxation, a complete release. Even nirvana is released, even to God, even spirituality. Even the meditation is released. Meditation is perfect when it is released. You will have arrived when you forget even the illumination. That is total relaxation, that's letting go. J. Krishnamurti, the great philosopher and spiritual master of India, traveled almost continuously throughout the world for over 50 years to try to communicate through words that which is beyond words and content. During one of his last lectures, he surprised the audience by asking, Do you want to know my secret? Everyone was on the verge. Many of the people had come to their conferences for 20 or 30 years without being able to understand the essence of their teaching. Finally, after all these years, the teacher was about to reveal the key to them. My secret is next, he said. I do not care what happens. He did not say anything else, so I think most of the people present were more confused than before. However, the implications of that phrase are profound. What does it mean not to be unmoved by things that can happen? It implies being internally aligned with what happens. What happens refers to the character of the present moment, which is always as it is. It refers to the content, to the form adopted by the present moment, which is the only one that can exist. To be in harmony with what it is means to be in a relationship with things that happen in which there is no inner resistance. It means not mentally qualifying events as good or bad but letting things be. Does that mean we should not do anything to bring about change in our lives? Quite the opposite. When the basis for all action is the inner consonance with the present moment, the intelligence of life itself imparts power to our action.